Hello everyone, this is Doug again. Today's topic I'm going to talk about, because I got a number of phone calls last week. This is my thoughts. This is actually a video response to Greg Mannarino, a good friend of mine. But this is a little bit about that Obamacare. I want to hear what everybody has to think about Obamacare. Um, Come October 1st, any company that has 51 or more employees have to get medical insurance. And this is really my thought on that. All right. I think right after October 1st, I think we're going to see companies lay off people, maybe those with a lot of seniority, 20 plus years, force them into retirement, or I think we're going to see companies cutting people's hours, to be beneath 30 hours a week, so they don't have to pay medical insurance. I think this will affect our industrial sectors and agricultural, so that cutting back on hours, which means is there's going to be a loss of productivity. If there's a loss of productivity, that means we're not the we're not putting people ain't making a lot of money, and what they're doing from there on, there's not a lot of money getting spent put back in the economy, and the American economy needs money to keep it going because of our tremendous amount of debts. But the thing is, with the lack of productivity, means is it's going to slow the economy down even further. If if our economy slows down, we're not going to be buying things, whether it's at Walmart. Not that I'd recommend going there, because all their products are from China. But we're not buying products or selling them to the European Union. The Baltic Dry Index at its peak in 2007 was 11,200, 300, and even as I look today, we're about 1,070. We're down 90%. And what the Baltic Dry Index tells us, it's what we're being shipping, what we're importing and exporting goods, and that's more important, knowing the Baltic Dry Index, than it is paying attention to what happens on Wall Street. In the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of things happen on Wall Street. That's important. We didn't see any significant drops or anything like that, but more importantly, what we did see is we've seen tremors. One day last week, we see the stock market go up a little bit, then drop back down, then goes back up, then drop back down, all in the same day. There were a lot of tremors that we seen and experienced in March of 1929, when the first tremor hit us before the Great Depression. Is when it hit us, it dropped down a few hundred points, then it rebounded. But by September, October, where that bubble really, really inflated, and then it just fell out. There's a couple things to think about. This is that if we see, I don't know if we'll see like a total stock market crash in the future, or we'll just see a little bit at a time it go down like it did in 2011. 200 points here, 100 points there, 300 points there. But the big thing is that I have this feeling, I've talked to a lot of people, is that I'm on the stock market, so I really pay attention to this. I have to do a lot of studying. But I think that we're going to see a steady pace, a steady decline, the very least from October 1st on, with the fall. But I think by spring of next year, the full effect is, by next summer this time, I think we'll be in a Great Depression. And I also think that we're going to see significant changes. I think we'll see food riots and everything. But the thing is happening in, I'm thinking October, November, I think there's going to be a lot of people getting laid off. Where I live, I'm only about 17 miles from Oshkosh. Truck. It builds trucks and all that for the military, and these trucks got sent overseas, to Afghanistan, Iraq. Big military contractor it is. But the thing is, they laid off 1,200 people. And I think the thing is like Full Spectrum Survival says, what if people lose, jobs here, jobs there? A little people around you can be small SHTFs, right? It doesn't have to mean just a total blowout, But I think we're going to see a decline in that. I think we're going to see a lot happen in October, November, December. I do not recommend anybody to, max out their credit cards. We never do really know when something would happen. Continue to pay our bills. Make sure we got our gas tanks are full. Make sure we have a plan whether to pick up our kids from school, pick up our spouses from work, and how we're going to get there, how we're going to get home. Make sure we have bug out bags available. and make sure we stock up on food and water. A few months ago, everybody heard me. I said, hey, about 3 months ago, like I was gonna go on my vacation and stuff. I had this all planned. I was really excited to go out to Acorn Ranch in Kansas. I canceled it. It would have costed way too much money, and I needed that money to be put back into a lot of my preps. And plus, I inherited a house, so I moved into my new house here. Um, but get the things you need. Get a little bit here or there. Last week, a lovely lady came over to my house, a friend of mine. She's in her early 50s, and she wanted to see what I had for food storage and some gear and that kind of stuff. Oh, she kind of panicked because she thought, well, she's she's an occupational therapist, but she's like, I can't afford this. I can't get all this. And I'm like, well, I told her, I says, get some stuff, put in, get a small backpack for 15, 20 bucks, some cheap, get some canned foods, and get some bottled water, and get one of the little stoves used for camping. Get that kind of stuff, small stuff in your backpack. But continue to pay our bills: electric bill, water, rent, mortgage, whatever we got. Internet. Make sure we pay all our bills. Keep doing that. We never know when it's going to happen. But more interesting, I got a phone call last night. Is that it was from this last week actually. There's a couple. One retired naval officer that was in for 26 years, and there's one retired Army officer that was in 20 plus years. And one of them is, they want me to keep it anonymous. The two sources, they want me to stay anonymous on this and not give out their names and stuff. But one is planning to bug out next month, leave the United States. I'm not saying particularly I would do that, but some people think it's going to get that bad, and they had inside knowledge that things are going to get bad. That's one thing that's important. Pay attention that we see the signs, everything coming in front of us. The economy's going to get bad. Stock up with food as much as you can. Myself, I don't have a cabin up in the woods out in the middle of nowhere, but I hope that I have a lot of good friends that will help me out. I got a lot of great gear, and I got a lot of food for my family, and I'll always defend it. But I think things will get really, really hard for people, especially the Obamacare alone. No, companies can't afford this. They can't afford all this medical insurance and all of what Obama is doing. The economy it's going to get hard. So we might see just hyperinflation. If nothing happens, great. But you never know when you're going to lose your job, and that's what happened to my ex-wife. A few years ago, went to work on a Monday morning. She just got off vacation, went to work on a Monday morning, and here she lost her job. And she only has about 3 days of food in. But our system is stressed. The financial system, whether it's Social Security, welfare programs, there's absolutely no money. You know, that is the big problem. I think we'll see a catalyst happen sometime in the fall. If remember, do your own research, check out a lot of websites, find your own information that can confirm it. Take a grain of salt even with what I'm saying. We don't necessarily know October, November it's going to get super bad, or next year, but it doesn't hurt just to be prepared. I welcome all video responses, all comments. Please keep it clean. I don't care if somebody disagrees with me, has a different opinion, but let's keep it respectful and courteous. God bless. Take care.